All right, so
Right?
in this last video, we'll hear what's coming up next for Cedric, just to get a sense of what's there in the future. So, Cedric,
Huh.
what's one thing you're excited about for in your business this year?
Geez, it's like I feel like I don't have a very exciting answer for that. It's frankly just more of the same because I mean I'm just really liking what I'm doing. So it's hmm, I tell you what, I have a goal to teach 5 days of 5 full days of meditation retreat a month. So it's like so most weekends one or 2 days of meditation retreat. That's a personal and professional goal. Oh, I want to work on like making digital products. So I'm teaching these retreats and classes, and we're recording them and all that, but then very unsophisticated about turning them into a product. So yeah, so I'd like to turn the retreats and the classes into products. Well, maybe this answer is a little bit more interesting than I was expecting. And we were just talking, like Tori, you were talking about your work about like interviewing all these. You said you had like this, kind of broad network, and that since you'd like to like give other people in a sense at least a kind of like taste of it and certain access to it. So I wouldn't actually mind starting like some sort of meditation podcast of some sort. So, but that's like really like super kind of like assuming I have a 36-hour day, and an 8-hour work week. So I don't know. What else? You just basically more of the same. And I feel almost a little self-conscious to say this, but I do really enjoy just talking about business and like business brainstorming. And I wouldn't actually mind starting to do a little bit of business coaching, mainly just for just the interest of it, because, and I'll just contextualize that a little further. Like, so I was extremely burned out from business, well, at multiple times in my career. But then, especially like 3 years ago, getting out of this business, I was like, oh, like cringe, like, oh, I just meditation, oh, get away from business, and like, and then, but then now, like, there's a part of me that like I totally feel like I'm coming back to my roots in business. It's like I just like thinking about you know the market, like who's interested in this, how are we going to get it out there. So in a sense, maybe very broadly, I want to keep developing myself in a business way. And I think an interesting way to do that is actually offer, it'd be cool to maybe do like 2 hours of giving people business coaching a week, just to kind of diversify my activities. That's what comes up right now.
Yeah, well, and just that opportunity to deepen your craft, right?
Yeah.
Continuing the meditation retreats, to broaden a little bit with the
Mm-hmm.
business coaching, and then just keep learning along the way.
Yeah.
I hear that like desire to just keep exploring,
Yeah.
learning. It sounds really
Yeah.
fascinating. And especially if you get into digital products, the opportunity to increase your reach,
Yeah.
right? To
Right.
reach even
Right.
more folks. So
Right. Yeah.
awesome. Well, it's super exciting to hear. I'm really thankful that you taken the time, Cedric,
Sure.
just to share your career experiences today. Is there anything else you would want to share with folks who are searching for career paths and thinking about what's next for them?
Damn, that's such a good question. And okay. So this is I'm just going to share what comes up for me. It's like, when I hear that, like, there's this, like I feel this like canned response. It's like, oh, go do it, or like follow your passion. It's like, but then like, there's like but I don't want to say something canned. Uh, I think it's complicated. I think that, um, I think that, I think you have to know yourself, and like, almost I want to say, like, are you really exploratory enough to
Mm,
do it? Now also you can do like psychological work to move through limits around exploratory behaviors. So that's one thing. That's a very vague response. Let me think about that for another moment. Like, I think the one thing to remember is, okay, I have two pieces of advice. If you have a passion, then find people that are doing it, and imitate them, and know that that's a wholesome thing. It's completely wholesome to imitate someone. I mean, and also if you feel weird about it, like, always give them credit. Like, hey, I'm doing this thing and I was inspired by so and so to do it. That's one thing. And then, so like, it's like almost Well, a little minor anecdote. For like 7 years, I had this reminder on my phone: Wednesdays at 7:30. When in doubt, seek expert advice. So just like get advice, see how other people are doing it. And then the other thing I'd add is speed of implementation. It's just all about just pulling the trigger, and like also be really easygoing and forgiving yourself with yourself, and give yourself full permission to get out there and do crap work for a while. And then maybe one other piece around that is, if you can like lower your and you and I were talking about this a bit more. If you can figure out how to lower your expenses to where you can like, live on your savings, and then like give your all to your new whatever career of choice, and then man, figure out how to give it away for free first, because that even further lowers the barrier to like getting practice, because what you need is practice. And the way I did it was, at least with meditation, I taught for free for like a full year and a half, like almost like I probably like netted $2,000 of income for like 18 months of work. But then what I did was I just like completely overbooked myself to where I was like, like how am I going to get out of all these like obligations? So then I was just like, so I was like, I'm sorry, I got to charge for this. I don't have time. I just got to move on. And so then, just purely from like creating all this demand for my own time, I like forced myself to start charging. So maybe it's like, be resourceful, go after your passions, follow others, implement quickly. That's it.
Oh man. Well, and it's just so inspiring to hear that. And that willingness of like, all right, I'm gonna go out and do this. And it might
Yeah.
be free and it might stink at first,
Yeah.
but I'm just gonna do it, right? I know so many
Yeah.
folks who are considering these paths and will
Yeah.
spend 5, 10 years
Yeah.
considering them, right?
Right.
And so that, all right, I'm just gonna do this and I
Yeah.
don't know how it's gonna look. Takes
Yeah.
courage, but it allows this opportunity that is just amazing once you get there.
Yeah. Totally.
Super
And
exciting.
you know what? I'll add one other thing.
Yeah.
And I think people don't understand this sufficiently. You need social support. Make sure you have a social network that like supports you, because you can't do it alone. And I think also that can be a little bit of a meme in our society, that you can do it all by yourself. But like, rely on others and ask for help.
Yeah. Well, and that's great advice for running your own business where you might be
Yeah.
solo and so you
Uh
have
huh.
to seek out others. And also for working in corporate. I many
Uh
times
huh.
think actually in corporate or in academics, if I had a
Uh
better
huh.
support network, the challenges in those areas could have been
Yeah.
easier to face. So it's really good input.
Yeah. Great.
Awesome. All right. Well, I will wrap things up. And so this is the end of the Career Explorer video with Cedric. If folks want to see more of these videos, you can subscribe. We've got a series coming up with folks with different career paths where you can check those out. And again, you can find the links to both Cedric's and my info in this YouTube video down below in case you're curious about learning more. So I hope you found information today that's been useful for you. Extremely thankful that Cedric has taken the time to share with us. And thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed these videos and have a great day.
Thank you.